Hello, Mr. Minnick, helping. Hold on, people saw my bookmarks, and I don't want that. So when you guys start making videos for my and your portfolio, think about what people see on the background of your screen, because some future college admissions officer might see that, and it might be something that kind of embarrasses you. This one time a kid did something on his website while I resized this, and he took a picture of his bedroom, and there was a beer bottle in the picture, and I called the parents immediately, and it didn't end well for that kid, from what I predict. Knowing the parents who I knew of. But he put something on his MySpace area back when there was something called MySpace, and he wasn't thinking about what was in the background of that picture. Why is this not resizing like it normally does? Oh, Mr. Minnick, helping students understand how to use certain mathematical effects in a Python program here in our Computer Science Games and Apps course. Currently, students have this assignment called the Advanced Drawing Project. Currently, there's this one demo that's available. The name might change in the future. It's called For Loop Nested Demo 1. When I visit that demo and look at it, currently hosted at a website called repl.it, this would work on pretty much any computer that has Python installed. But when we run this, it produces a row of 8 dots by 8 columns. In another video you can probably watch to understand how a loop inside of a loop can create this cool two-dimensional look. And you can also learn in other videos how constants can be used to easily change the number of rows and number of columns perhaps. Let's say I want 4 rows, but I want 6 columns. By just changing those 2 numbers, it totally changes the size of that grid. So back to 8 by 8. And now let's look in this outer for loop. The outer for loop, I named what's called the loop variable row, not I, which is my traditional favorite variable name for for loops. I named it row. And the inner indented for loop has a loop variable called col, which is short for column. Now instead of putting a number there, like say 8, I put a constant that can be easily changed. So you saw the net effect of this code. Go ahead and copy it from YouTube onto your computer. If you're a student at another school, that's fine. But now let's think about this. Let's say that you want 2 colors, because to get a good grade in this project, you need at least 3 colors, preferably more, to have some nice pop, some nice Instagram kind of look to it. So let's do that. Well, right here is what I call it the seam. This is the area between the 2 loops. Now I'm keeping this code up here because that's kind of like the code along with this for loop that's inside the body of this for. But right here, where even if you don't have a blank line, I'm going to add a blank line and call this the seam. And anything I do right here, this gets repeated whatever number of times num rows is. Now rows is 8 because there are 8 horizontal rows over here, and furthermore we can see the number 8 is there. But when I run this, the word hello should be printed out range 0 through 7 8 times over in my console window. Yes, there are 8 hellos there. So if that's why I had to put that there. If I put the print hello down here, anywhere in the body of that indented loop, if I put, say, the word goodbye there, can anybody in this very bright 2018-19 or 2019-20 class, 2019, can anybody predict how many goodbyes I'll get over here when I click run? SW? Wrong, but I highlighted that, set you up. So 8 Kira? Kayla? KK? Okay, she took back. Good answer, but still wrong. Not 8 plus 8. 64. 8 times 8. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a lot of goodbyes. I'm going to run this. Now, I don't have time to count them, but trust me, it is 64 goodbyes. Oh, it's still just 8 hellos. So by putting the right code segments in these two spots, you can get psychedelic, cool, fractal, modern art looks. This is what separates Instagram from Minutegram. Minutegram never got more than like 10 downloads. Instagram got millions, maybe even billions. I should have just done this. Should have went this way. Now, we don't have time for a Falloon question. I'm going off air. Okay, station break is over. We're back live. What was my train of thought? Oh yeah, this is called the seam. This is what Minute calls the seam in between the two loops. So instead of print hello, that was just a temporary stub, we're going to change the color of the turtle to something like red, something attention getting. So I'm going to run this and see if that oh, it's all red. Duh, yeah, it's all red as if I made turtle red there. I'm close. Every other row I want to be red. Every other row you say, well, this is row 1, we'll pretend. This is row 2. This is row 3. Every other row is an odd numbered row. Every other row is even numbered. Let's leverage that mathematical fact with an if statement. If the variable row, when divided by 2, leaves a remainder of 0, I know it's evenly divisible by the special number 2. In other words, I know that row is even. Elif row, when divided by 2, leaves a remainder of 1. Mathematically, my algebra teacher, or just my math smartness, I know that row is odd. The number row is odd. So when it's odd, I am going to change the turtle's color to blue. But when it's even, I'm going to change the turtle's color to, say, red. Now, I always like blank lines around if-else statements. I like them to stand out. I like blank lines around for loops. It just makes the code easier to read. And maybe I put a hashtag comment in here, changing color every other row, for people that don't know math as well as me. Because I swear to you, I can't swear, but I can almost promise you that former students of mine that now work at Snapchat and Google, they've used a technique like this at some point in their daily duties of writing code to make these apps as appealing and downloadable as they are. Because Minutegram never made it, because it didn't do cool stuff like this. Minute focuses on high school education, not corporate software. Check it out. Now that's cool, because I said so. But it really is, according to surveys that I haven't given yet. I'm not done yet. Let's change it to 3 colors. So instead of dividing by 2, let's divide by 3 and see that now we get patterns of 2, 1, 2, 1. But let's throw in else and change to a 3rd color. I would use white, but my background's white and won't show up, which actually might be a neat effect. Now, when you divide by 3, what are the possible remainders you get? Let's see. 10 divided by 3 leaves a remainder of 1. 11 divided by 3 leaves a remainder of 2. Oh, I get it. So when you have a divisor like 3, your remainder is all the numbers in the number line up to but not including the divisor. Including 0, because 0 can be a remainder. So no longer are we dealing with oddness or evenness. basically we're just still changing color every other row, but these comments no longer fit in this forked variation of, oh, you can change 3 to 4 or 5. If you really want to spice it up with more color variation, your divisor can be any integer number that's positive that you want. Now, never divide by 0 because then it's a runtime error. But any non-zero number positive could get you a cool look. Okay, there are other neat mathematical things we could do, but I think that's a nice little show off of what you can do in a double nested for loop situation where you find the right spot in what I call the seam that's right above the inner loop, but in the body of the outer loop. You know what? I'm not done yet. This is a bonus. The bell isn't ringing yet. So I'm going to say if column mod 2 double equals 0, then I know it's an even column, and I'm going to turn it into white. In other words, making it transparent and showing gaps. And I'm not going to do that with the odds. So now, vertically, every other, oh, I never changed the color back to non-white. So I'm going to first save the color into a variable called old color. Emily, do you know how, I know set heading, but how do you find a turtle's color? Is it just turtle color? Okay, you don't happen to know? Falloon? Yeah, I'll zoom in when the video is over. Just let me take a stab at this. I think if I'm lucky here, this is the way to do it in Python. Yes! When you're good, you're good. Although I'm not that good because I got all blacks and I wanted to be back to a random color. So anyway, I'm storing the current color, making it white temporarily. Oh, this is where then I need to put it, basically, I need to put this if statement ahead of this and fix up the indentation because Python is fussy with that. I think now, at the end of this video, this now gets me the desired look that I wanted. No, that's even worse. So I'll close off the video by leaving it as an upgrade for my students to do, where you can alternate columns with variations, including making some columns transparent, invisible in other words. So there it is. Take a screen snapshot of this if you're a person from even another school and you want to use this in a situation of your own. Have a great day.